My name is Kendall Foley, and this is my video reflection for Big Idea number 6 on empathy in marriage. So we watched the movie The Story of Us in class. I'd never heard of it, but it was very good, very surprising, really sad too, but I loved it. It was very good. I would say that I relate to both of the characters in different ways. However, I do relate more to Ben than Katie in that Ben seemed to go about things as I would in a fight. My conflict styles happen to be shark and teddy bear, and he's definitely more of a teddy bear, and that's how I am. He tended to approach things calmly, really wanted to work things out. Katie was very quick to assume things. One example would have been when they're sitting in bed, and it was right after they had gone back from Italy, and they're writing a letter to their kids. Jokingly, Ben writes in the letter that he wants to make love to his wife rather than write this letter to their kids, and she kind of takes it a little too seriously. And he makes the comment that if they were in Italy, that they would make love first and then write the letter to their kids. So she takes it way out of context. Immediately she responds with, "Oh, so I'm not spontaneous enough?" Just took it a whole step ahead and assumed that that was what he was implying. A lot of the times every time their arguments ended in a lot of yelling. Katie, I think the reason that she acts the way she does in the movie is because she's busy all the time with her children. She's made her children her whole lives, and she reminds me of my mom a lot, and I love my mother to death. And she's told me this many times, she made us her entire world. She was so busy with us. She focused on us all the time. She doesn't feel, and Katie is like my mom, she doesn't feel appreciated enough. My mom's love language is acts of service. And when people don't do their chores, people don't do what they're told, she doesn't feel appreciated. And that can really wear you down and really frustrate you. And that goes for anyone. In my conflict style, I tend to be more of a shark when I'm very passionate about the subject, and when I'm not, I tend to be the teddy bear. Okay, that's cool, you're right. So, in the beginning of the movie, I was very confused as to why they were fighting and why it was constantly, all the time, fighting about every single little thing. I don't see this in my parents, so I was also confused. It's kind of a foreign thing for me. That has never been discussed. Divorce has never been. I'm very lucky that my parents are still together in our world today where the divorce rate is insane. And I'm very lucky. During the middle of the movie, there was a lot of sadness. There were a few times I wanted to cry. Like I said, my parents don't fight like this. They have their moments, like every couple does. I had a lot more clarity, obviously, of why they were fighting, and it started to make sense. I even talked to my mom about it, told her about the movie. They haven't gotten a divorce, but that's very familiar territory for them, and she said that's exactly what couples go through, but sometimes it just escalates, just like it did in the movie. At the end, I was really impressed that they worked it out like that, and that it didn't take much for Katie to just be like, you know what? We can do this. We can work this out. It was an awesome, happy ending. But I was very impressed by it, and I loved it. Empathy is not the only thing that can save a marriage. It's a whole other factor of different things, and I'm obviously not a marriage therapist, psychologist, so I couldn't tell you everything. But it's not just empathy. However, empathy helps to see the other person's side of the situation. Like, Katie asked Ben to try to see him through her eyes, and he did. There was that whole moment where he sat down and he looked at himself through her eyes, and that was his revelation. That's when he realized, oh, I am being annoying. I'm not doing the most I could for her, I'm not appreciating her as much as I could. And he goes to her and he tells her that, and unfortunately they have the little, oh, you're seeing someone else thing. But she comes to, and she realizes that they can work it out, and she realizes that Ben finally did that. So that is my reflection on this movie, and those are my thoughts. I loved it, and it did help me gain some insight as to communication in relationships and how marriages can go down this path. And that's it.